there is a national championship contender. One of the teams at the very top of the odds board that I'm concerned about. Not concerned like they're going to have a bad season or like miss the tournament or get bounced in the first round. No, that's not what I'm saying here. And that's not the point of this program I'm going to discuss. But this program kind of prides itself on, we're going to be there in March and we're going to be there in the end. So kind of like what happens now, not that it doesn't matter, it does matter. But I think they put a little less emphasis on what happens early in the season because of the run of recent success that this program has had. The program I'm referencing is the Houston Cougars. Houston's awesome. Definitely one of the best teams. Sharp and Uzan are back. 3 incredible freshmen to go along with them. Kelvin Sampson is obviously a great coach, even if his team couldn't get a shot off at the end of the national championship game. Remember that? Do you remember, everybody, if you tailed us on the show, how profitable the NCAA tournament was up until Final Four Saturday and National Championship Monday? Oh, yeah. It sucked. It was great up until then, though. Houston's great. I think Houston's going to win the Big 12. Houston's probably going to be Houston could be the number 1 overall seed when it's all said and done in the NCAA tournament. But Houston's had a couple games thus far this season that are a little concerning, and they've won them. So last Sunday, I bet Houston, the bet lost. Houston was a 6.5-point favorite against Auburn in like a neutral site game in Birmingham. But it's like not really a neutral site game, like more Auburn fans there. And Houston won the game at the very end, and Auburn in that game couldn't make a free throw to save its life. Could not make a free throw in the game. 21 of 33 from the line. And Houston barely survived. Yesterday, Houston was taken to overtime by Syracuse. Syracuse kind of feels like it's a program kind of back on the way up in college hoops, right? I know Bill Zimmerman will be happy about that, Syracuse alum. True story. Bill was the blindside protector for Donovan McNabb at Syracuse for about 2 practices. I actually think that's accurate. Bill, is that right? I think that's actually true. Last night, Syracuse took Houston to overtime. Houston won 78-74. Syracuse went 12 of 29 from the free throw line in the game. 12 of 29. So think about it, right? If Auburn makes its free throws and Syracuse makes its free throws, Houston's got 2 losses right now. Like, that's not opinion. Like, that's fact. I'm not saying Houston's going to be bad. Again, I'm telling you, like, they're going to win the Big 12. Like, they're going to be fine. But I think that this is a little interesting to note early in the season when Houston is generally a death machine, like a war machine during like a non-conference and conference play. I've got my eye on it a little bit. Now, this is going to sound a little incongruent, what I'm about to say next. So less than an hour from now, Houston plays Tennessee as Feast Week rolls on. Houston's a 2.5-point favorite in the game. I think Houston's going to railroad them. And you might hear me say that and go, well, you were just saying that you're worried about Houston and now you like them against Tennessee. I like the price. And I'm telling you, I still think Houston's awesome. But is this a trend for Houston where maybe they're not as good as we thought? Or maybe they're kind of still percolating, still marinating, still simmering. It's just something I have my eye on right now. I do like them in this matchup against Tennessee. I did lay it with Houston against the Vols. That game starts at 6 o'clock Eastern. Last note on college hoops. Gonzaga, 95, Bama, 85 last night. We laid Gonzaga. That was awesome. The Zags are, however good you think they are, they're probably better. And that is a team that everyone needs to have their eyes on right now. They're ranked 12th. This team should be ranked in the top 5 easily. Easily. And I do feel a little better about Auburn. And I bet Oregon last night. That was a loser for me. Auburn beats Oregon 84-73. Stephen Pearl, you know, Bruce's son, he just might be a decent coach. I think he might be pretty good. And I was down on him coming into the year. It doesn't look like Auburn's lost much. It's early with Bruce going to his son, Stephen. I actually have one more basketball-related note. I'll be like 20 seconds or less on this. Just betting game by game in the NBA. The Sacramento Kings are terrible. They're 5-13. After Doug Christie ripped them recently for lack of effort, they've won 2 straight games, and they've beaten the Nuggets and the Timberwolves in back-to-back. They've won 2 straight, and they beat Denver and Minnesota. Just like the next time you see Sacramento and they're like a huge dog in a game, maybe I'm going to like them as a huge dog for a little bit here if this is the way they're going to play. I think that was less than 20 seconds.